In this video, we're going to talk about a myth that I hear over and over and over again from lawyers, and it just isn't true. And the reality is that those who believe this myth are actually hurting themselves. Now, the myth is that all you have to do to get clients as a lawyer is just be the best lawyer. If you do a great job, then clients will find you, people will recommend you. And while that is kind of true to an extent, it is not the case for most lawyers. You have to do more than just be a good lawyer. Just because you're good at a thing doesn't mean you're going to get paid for the thing. If you're really good at marketing the thing, that's when you get paid for it. Or when you're really good at conveying your value, which is part of being really good at marketing. Now, my coach, his name is Myron Golden. He taught me a lot about sales, and he taught me this really interesting thing about value that most people don't realize. In fact, I really didn't even realize this until he explained it to me. So I want to write this out, and I want to kind of explain it to you. What he told me is that income is always the result of value conveyed clearly. Now, let's break this down because a lot of times people don't really understand exactly what this means, and it really took me a little while to kind of understand what this means. Now, let's talk about this. First of all, if you don't provide any value whatsoever, you're not going to make any income, right? So let's just start right there. If you're not providing any sort of value, which I'm assuming you are since you're a lawyer, I'm assuming you're providing value to somebody. If you're not providing any value, then you're not going to produce any income. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? But if you create value, but then you don't convey that value, meaning you don't let people know what your value is, you're still not going to make any income, right? Now, let's say you create value, you convey that value, but you don't do it in a clear way. You don't convey it clearly. You're still not going to make any income, right? So what you have to understand is that income is directly related to creating value and then conveying that value clearly. Now, let me give you a demonstration of what that means. Take a look at this paper bag right here. Now, this paper bag, I'm going to tell you, is worth lots of money, right? This is worth a lot of money in this paper bag, right? I'm not going to tell you what's inside this bag, but trust me, this paper bag is worth a lot of money. Now, ask yourself, would you give me $200 for this paper bag, for the contents of this paper bag, right? Now, some of you are a little bit more risk adverse, and you'd hand over $200 for the contents of this paper bag because I'm telling you how valuable this paper bag is, right? But a lot of people would be like, yeah, right, I'm not giving you $200 for that paper bag. So let me show you this. Inside of this paper bag is another bag. Now this, you can see there's a $100 bill there, $100 bill. This is a stack of $100 bills. This is about $10,000 right here, right? Now, would you give me $200 for the content of this bag? So here's the interesting thing. This bag, when it was placed inside of this paper bag was just as valuable as that clear Ziploc bag. However, most people in their right mind would not give me $200 for this bag. Most people in their right mind would throw $200 at me. They'd probably give me $500 for the contents of this bag, right? What's the difference? The difference is that I have clearly conveyed the value of the contents inside of this bag. When you put this same $10,000 inside of this bag, now I am not clearly conveying the value of the contents inside of this bag. People have to guess what are the contents of the bag. I haven't clearly conveyed it, right? So here's what you have to understand as an attorney. Just because you're the best attorney in your market, nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're the best attorney in the market. They only start to care that you're the best attorney in the market once you have clearly conveyed your value, right? So now the question comes down to, how do you clearly convey your value? How do you create income? And how do you create value that is clearly conveyed to your market? Well, one of my favorite ways that I create value and then I clearly convey the value that I bring is by creating prolific content. I create tons of content, including this video that you're watching right now. What I do is I take a page out of one of my favorite marketers' playbooks. His name is Frank Kern. And I prove that I can help people by actually helping them, right? It's a crazy concept, right? So what I do and what I figured out a long time ago is that if I help enough lawyers solve enough small problems that they have, then eventually they are going to start to know, like, and trust me. They're going to see my value because it's been clearly conveyed, and then they are going to in turn hire me to handle the big problem that they have, which is growing their law firm or getting more clients or getting better at sales or figuring out how to how to improve their intake system or whatever it is they actually need, right? But the secret is that I prove that I can help people. I show my value. I prove that I can help them by actually creating content that helps them. That's a Frank Kern classic. I love Frank Kern because his stuff is so simple. Prove you can help people by actually helping them, right? So the way you do that is by creating videos that help your clients solve small problems that you know they already have, right? And then eventually they're going to hire you to solve the big problem for you. Now, I don't have time in this video to go in exactly how to do that, but if you want to learn more about that, I actually wrote an entire book about this. It's called Get Law Firm Clients. It's called How to Get More Law Firm Clients Without Losing Time and Money or Getting Screwed by a Marketing Company. You can go to getlawfirmclients.com and grab a free copy of this book. All you have to do is pay like $7 for me to ship it to you. Or you can go to Amazon, grab it from there. But regardless, if you focus on clearly conveying your value, your law firm will take off like a rocket. That's really the best piece of marketing I can give you is what I've done to grow my own business, and I've helped so many other lawyers across the country, around the world really, use that exact same concept. So if you have any questions about this, leave a comment below. I'd be happy to answer it for you. But in the meantime, start creating some content, start creating some value, and start clearly conveying all the value that you can bring to your clients. I will talk to you guys soon.